All right. Hello and welcome to the Business Octopus live stream. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that's going to help you hopefully get what you're after. So, Business Octopus live stream, Relevate. We talk about all things sales, marketing, and technology. And basically, today's topic being ends goals versus means goals. So, let's talk about an ends goal. You already know what they are. So, an ends goal is something like I want to build a house, or I want to go on a holiday, or I want to um, buy a boat, or something like that. Something that's relatively big in terms of the type of result that you want. And usually it's a big step from where you are to where you want to be. So perhaps that could be something like a business goal or a personal goal or some kind of activity that you want to achieve. Maybe run a marathon. Maybe you want to, turn over $1 million in your business or something like that. So the ends goal is the end result. That's the thing that you ultimately want to achieve. The means goal, however, is the thing that's going to get you that ultimately. For example, if your goal is to get six-pack abs, that you're probably going to have to do a sit-up, at least one. All right, that's a means goal. That's the means of which you use to get to the ultimate goal. So the means goal might be 10 sit-ups a day, or maybe you start with 10 sit-ups a day and then you get to 20 sit-ups and then 40 and then 50 and then whatever. Maybe there's some other elements in there as well, so it might take a few things to get there. But there's a saying, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. So here's some maths calculations for you so that you can start to break down, ends goals versus means goals. So the ends goal might be take a journey of 1,000 miles, walk 1,000 miles. Okay, so a mile is obviously it's not the metric, it's the imperial system. But that's a saying by, I believe it's Confucius, a philosopher from, like before the 1800s. I think it's like 1500s, a very long time ago. Anyway, long story short, 1,000 miles. I did the maths. If you Google it, the average person it's about 2,000 steps for 1 mile. So we know now that 2,000 steps to get 1 mile, and we know that it takes 2 million steps because 2,000 times 1,000 is 2 million. But whilst that sounds like a lot, we know that each step is the increment that you need to get closer to the goal. So let's have a look at 2,000 steps as, like if you've got a Fitbit or if you've done any kind of reading on the recommended health standards that you should be getting your 10,000 steps in a day. Yes, a lot of that is in between things, like going to the walking to the toilet in the morning or walking to the bathroom, or maybe there is some in between steps when you're walking around the kitchen, right? That's making up your 10,000 steps. But let's just say theoretically your 10,000 steps in a day, if they're all walking in one direction, and that's part of focus as well, is aligning to one particular direction. But if they're all pointing in one direction, you would end up with 5 miles. Yeah, we go. Sorry, had to do the maths there for a second, but 5 miles, right? So 2,000 times 5 is the 10,000 steps. So 10,000 steps, so you get 5 miles, and that is quite a step forward when you're thinking about it for the 1,000 miles journey goal, right? So if we break down the 1,000 miles into 2,000 steps a day, and we know that the average person takes 10,000 steps a day, that means that you should be able to get there in 200 days, provided that you did 10,000 steps per day. So now we have a number. So even though getting 1,000 miles on foot is a massive goal, we've broken that ends goal down into means goals, or into, right, I know I need to do 10,000 steps a day for 10 days. If you're saving for anything, like you're saving for a house, I know I need to save $100 a day, or $10 a day, or $1 a day, and then your timeline increases. That's all. You know that you'll get there eventually, and maybe there's some other things you can do to sort of go faster, but at least you know that that massive goal is now broken down into manageable chunks. So your ends goal, your means goal. Now let's talk about a stretch goal. All right. So we said that 10,000 steps generally includes getting up, walking around, going to the toilet, going to the kitchen, getting yourself a coffee or whatever in the morning. But if you're doing your 10,000 steps in a single direction, you're going to get there in 200 days. I think it would be pretty reasonable if you were to make a little bit of an effort that you could get to 15,000 steps in a day. So instead of 200 days, 15,000 steps in a day is going to get you there in a little over 133 days. So that means that just around about 70 days sooner. So ends goals is the ultimate thing that you want to achieve. Means goals is the small things that you can achieve to get there. And then a stretch goal can be the thing that's going to get you there faster. So it's either a bigger goal that you're going to go for, or it's that harder step that you're going to take, or that longer pace. I think there was one guy that crossed the Arctic, and he said if he increased his pace each step by 2 inches or something, that he would have gotten across the Arctic 2 whole months sooner. So it can be very important to, have a particular goal, to stretch yourself to get there, to break it down into pieces so you don't get demoralized if you don't get there. And ultimately, it's going to result in you getting that big, massive end result goal. Okay. So that's the thought for today. If you see my eyes darting around, I've got a phone over here on Instagram, and I've got a camera over here on StreamYard, which is going across to YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. If you're watching any of those channels, pop on over to YouTube and just give us a like, comment, let us know what your thoughts. Hopefully, subscribe. Would love to be able to show you some more of the content that we're putting out there. In any case, if you would like to find more great information and hang out with some other awesome people, if you're watching on StreamYard, on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, down the bottom there is a link that you can go to. I'll also put it in the description. That is join.relevate.com.au. You could spell it on the shirt. But basically, it is a business community. We help people with digital transformation, building networks, connecting, that sort of thing. So I hope you enjoyed today's little bit of information. You take care, and I will catch you next time. Meanwhile, it's going to take me a second to end all my streams, so just bear with